Do LDN tabs actually expire after a year, so don't help after a year? This is actually a regulatory compounding question, and I have to end the questions there, and I will look into more questions, and I'll see if I can help out, because this is actually a very good discussion. The compounding world has come under a considerable amount of scrutiny because the FDA, as well as Health Canada, as well as other regulatory authorities, recognize the legitimacy of compounding in our world. And they have very different strict criteria for what is allowed to be compounded versus manufactured. And understanding that compounded medicines have a more discrete, very clear use in specific patients, they put criteria on the beyond use dates, not expiry dates. They're called beyond use dates, where the effectiveness cannot be guaranteed nor regulated afterwards. We're not doing the same testing at the compounding level as they do at the manufacturing level. This is why it has to be bespoke. This is why it's customized. Anything that hits its beyond use date, the regulatory authority that is overseeing that compounding activity has made that cap for the protection to ensure that there's not this sort of creep into the pseudo manufacturing world. And those requirements by the FDA, the regulatory authorities for testing, are there and designed for patient safety. So when you're asking the question, does this actually expire? I can't answer that because I haven't tested it. And to be very clear, that is the position of every regulatory authority from my understanding, Canada, England, UK, Australia, many nations. They've said, look, if you're compounding, there's a discrete timeline to which we can expect drugs to stay active and safe without microbial contamination in a compounding environment that we're allowed to dispense without enhanced testing. And if we get into that enhanced testing, it becomes manufacturing, which is outside of the scope of what we do in the pharmacy level. And so that strict criteria, we can't speak intelligently because we haven't tested. And I do want to end on this note, is that a quality compounder is going to protect your health first and foremost. And that's my job. I'm a healthcare professional. And the regulatory authorities have said, hey, unless you test, you don't know. And if you want to test, you're a manufacturer. And if we do that, to the other question, it's much cheaper if we do it this way. And I was talking about preservatives. Manufacturing can't adjust to the patient needs in the same way that compounders have. And so the criteria to which we operate, we respect because it's keeping our patients healthy, safe, and it keeps that sort of that world protected. And so do they expire? The beyond use date says that it's the expected potency cannot be guaranteed, as well as we're saying we don't know. And so it's not that it's expired, it's just that we don't know what the outcome will be for you, and we don't want to put any of your health at risk. So if in that case, take it back to the pharmacy, have them destroy it properly and appropriately for the regulatory authority, and have a refill done. This is your health, and this is also a regulatory oversight that we want to keep the balance between. And so respectfully, if it's beyond the beyond use date, don't use it. It's easy. Go get some more. And if someone's giving you a supply that's too much and it's going to go outside of that expiry date or that beyond use date, just get a smaller supply. It might cost a little bit more, but then we're going to ensure your health is respected and looked after to the best of our ability.